have a playlist, and you have your playlist. You want to DJ, and you want to read your crowd so well. Because if how you've arranged your playlist is not working, I want to readjust that, and I want to watch how they're reacting to that. So you start off and they're like, they're vibing to it, and then all of a sudden you realize you're like, so I had planned to change, but I feel like that point I wanted to change is a bit too. This is going on for too long, so. If I can change that now, let me watch the reaction. If you change in the moment, and it might be BPM, it might be just how intense, maybe more bass heavy or really heavily melodic, and then you realize not working. Or if it's working, you're like, let me hold this, but I already know that this crowd is getting tired of the same thing. And
this is this side of music. I feel like this is the side of music that you are in. Like you are one of the most technical people I know, number one. So for you, music is very technical, but for me, it's very emotional. So, for example, like you would think about it that way, while I would be like, I will go. If they disconnect my cable, they disconnect. If they fuck this guy, I'm fucking playing this shit.
You cut it off. You're playing it as a loop straight into your own headphones instead. Enjoying that shit.
I just be in it, but it's not from a cynical point of view. It's more like they called me to play stuff that I like. Why not play stuff that I like? If they don't like it, it's okay. It's also fine. I can just leave. No problem. But so this is because you're more of a pop producer and more into this side of music. So for you, your technicality is to give people the most amount of pleasure they can. You can give them. If that means making the track sound as good as it can be, you do that. You make it as good as it can be, and then they appreciate it. So think about it in the larger scale, where you have all these pop producers, all these pop artists. They're just giving the people what they want. It's not that pop music is bad. It's just that people really want it. And it keeps going. And the second these people start hating it or they get fed up with it, it just slowly fucking switches.
And then that's how you find artists looking for how
and this is
transition.
And it's and then it turns from old school hip hop. It turns to crank. Crank turns to basic crank. Basic crank turns to trap, and people think trap is the shit now. But it's just they haven't gotten sick of it yet.
They haven't, and it's
we are still in the process.
But there was a time when they were actually sick of it. We started to have underground trappers coming up because people started saying
because people wanted
mainstream and we're tired. We like this
because people wanted that.
These guys pop, and now they put you on a pedestal and they're like, I'm just tired of looking at you. I would like something different on this.
And then you have people who start going back to music from the 60s or 50s because there were people back then who are too experimental for the time. Like, I don't use the phrase too experimental like it's too experimental. Just it was too much for everyone, for the people around them. Exactly. They were just
in the dark.
They were just too far
ahead.
Exactly. And then just now they're being appreciated, and now they are trying to take what they did back then and reinvent and repurpose it. Let's say, repurpose it, put new, fresh take on it, and then we'll get new genres, and like it'll never stop. Like pop music will never stop simply because people will keep calling it pop music. You know what I mean? Like it's really not pop music at some points. Because if you take this music and take it back in the day, they'll be like, whoa, like, what the fuck is this shit? It's like you are now the experimental guy of the time. But now the masses have been tapered to a point where they've been conditioned to like certain things. And so we are slowly being conditioned to like pop music, this like the new pop music. But then after we are into it, we know, we phase out slowly, and then the industry has to supply, they have to sell records. So they start thinking how to shock people or how to bring in the new thing, how to bring in a fresh take on pop music, even though it's not pop music anymore. It's like rock mixed with some other shit that becomes what we call pop music. It's like, it never ends really.